Okay, so I think we'll have to do this live from this only, and tomorrow I'll get to know how this live was, because I can't see the chats uh, or how many people are live or anything like that. So I'll have to just have to wait. Okay, I'm starting this without me being okay. Yeah, now I can see that there is a person called Mridul Krishna, and he just wrote, bro, yo bro, how are you doing, Mridul? Are you getting, are you able to see like the video properly, and are you able to see the voice, like hear the voice? So today also I'll read this book. This is Word Power Made Easy, you can say it, and we'll go in this. We are here, so we'll go in this. Okay, this is the fifth part of the book, fifth chapter, we can say. Okay, I'm trying to go live on this more, because I'm not really good with lives as of now, so I'm going more on this, and also coming live on YouTube will help me with the watch time on YouTube. So that's why I'm trying to uh, go live here more instead of going on Insta, because Insta has no like benefit, even though I know that there are more people who will watch it there, but I don't really care about people watching it or not. I'm just trying to learn these words from this book, so that's why I'm going live. And yeah, that's the reason. So we'll start the session. So basically this is like the session 7, and we are just trying to learn new words. Like we are trying to learn as many words as possible, so that's why we have started this book, which is, wouldn't it be better to interact with the live viewers? I think it would be better, but I'm not focusing on interaction so much as of now, because this is not the kind of live where I answer questions or like interact, although I'll try to make it interactive on this one also, but I'm more focused on making this live like someone can watch this live and understand English better, so they can become more confident, and this live can be watched like anytime. So the interactive live where I just come live to talk to people, that I'll do like once a week maybe, and that I'll do in future on Insta, but not today. So today what I'll do is I'll just complete like 4 sessions and then finish it. So today we'll go and complete 4 sessions. So session 7, an ancient Greek mused about meaning of life philosophy was born. The first Roman decided to build a road instead of cutting a path through the jungle, and engineering came into existence. One day, in primitive times, a human being lent to another whatever, then passed for money and got back his original investment plus a little more, and banking had started. Most people spend part of every working day at some gainful employment, honest or otherwise, and in doing so often contribute their little mite to the progress of the world. We explore in this chapter the ideas behind people's occupation and word that translate these ideas into verbal symbols. So this is uh, this is more about like occupations. We'll learn words. So let's see. First is behavior. By educating and training, this practitioner is expert in dark mysteries of human behavior. What makes people act as they do, why they have certain feelings, why their personalities were formed. In short, what makes them tick. Such a professional is often employed by industries or institutions to devise means for keeping workers productive, happy, and inmate contented. This person may also do private or group therapy. So that person is called a psychologist. Okay, they just learn about human mind and they just focus on human mind. So that's what it is. The next is worries, fear, and conflict. This practitioner is a physician, psychiatrist, and psychologist who has been specially trained in techniques devised by Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was like one of the like most famous uh, psychologists, I can say, encouraging you to delve in the part of your mind called the unconscious. By reviewing the experiences, trauma, feelings, and thoughts of your earlier years, you come to better understanding of your present worries, fear, conflict, represents, represents insecurities, and nervous tensions. Thus, taking the first step in coping with them. Treatment consisting largely of listening to and helping you interpret the meaning of your free flowing ideas is usually given in a frequent session that may well go on for a year or more. That's called psychoanalyst. So I think there are multiple type of people who do therapy, but psychoanalyst is someone who focus more on Sigmund Freud. So that's a psychoanalyst. And teeth, this practitioner is a dentist who has specialized in straightening of the teeth, an orthodontist. So an orthodontist is a person who is like who works in who focuses on straightening the teeth only. A dentist is more broad term. An orthodontist is someone who just works on straightening, and ortho has its origin. Ortho, I think, means straighten. So that's why there is some person who takes care of children, like a children doctor, and I think that person is called orthopedic. We learned that yesterday. So because like when like long time ago only kids had a lot of issues related to their spine, and their spine was not straight. So that's why. So next is eyes. This practitioner measures your vision and prescribes the type of glasses that will give you a more accurate view of the world, and that person is called the optometrist, okay, or optician. Glasses, this person makes or supplies lenses according to specification. So optometrist basically measures your vision, and then this person gives. So the glasses prescribed by optometrist, so that person is optician. So if you go to eyeglasses shop, the person that you will find there might be an optician, and the doctor who tests your eyes will be optometrist, although there might be optometrists inside the store, like in Lenskart you might find optometrists. Bones and blood vessels. This practitioner is a member of the profession that originated in 1874 when Andrew T. Still devised a drugless technique for curing disease by massage and other manipulative procedures, a technique based on theory that illness may be caused by undue pressure of displaced bones on nerves and blood vessels. An osteopath. Bro, orthopedic is a doctor who operates on orthopedic muscle skeleton system such as bones, joints, ligaments, and this. Okay, yeah, okay. Orthopedic is that person. I'm not sure. Can you find out like if something is related to kids and that starts with ortho, because I don't remember it clearly, but yeah, there was some word. So we'll have to look that. The next is joints and articulations. The basic principle of this practitioner's work is the maintenance of structural and functional integrity of nervous system. Treatment consists of manipulating most of the articulations of the body, especially those connected to the spinal column. Chiropractor. I have heard about this a lot, like the chiropractor, and I'm not sure. A pediatrician. What book are you reading? Okay, I'm reading this one, Word Power Made Easy. Yeah, so I was orthopedic, I got it wrong, like it's a pediatrician. Thank you so much, Mridul. Yeah, and chiropractor cracks joints. Okay, I have heard about it a lot. I'm not sure where. So this one is maintenance of structural and functional integrity of nervous system. So why nervous system I think is related to brain, and why is this, why are they referring to, why are you referring to uh, cracks joints? Could you please pull up the definition of chiropractor from Google and share it? Let's see if this makes sense. So the next word is feet. This practitioner treats minor foot ailments, corn calluses, Fallon arcs, chiropodists. Because you just said chiropractor. Yeah, I said chiropractor. I said chiropractor, and there it says the basic principle of this practitioner work is maintenance of structural and functional integrity of nervous system. Treatment consists of manipulating most of the articulations of the body, especially those connected to spinal column. So that's what a chiropractor is according to this. And you said it is related to chiropractor focusing on treating muscle disorder, particularly back pain, neck pain, joint issues using manual spinal adjustments. Okay, so that doesn't match with this actually, because this says nervous system, and I think your definition is correct, because if something is related to nervous system, like I would have expected a word like neuroscientist, neurologist, or something like that, not a chiropractor. But we'll see what happens in future. So foot related chiropodist, so which means this podist thing is related to foot, and the chiro may be related to fixing things. I'm not sure. So we'll see what he tells in the next session. So the next is the writing. This practitioner analyzes handwriting to determine character, personality, or aptitudes, and is often called upon to verify the authenticity of signatures, written documents, etc. And it's called a graphologist. And I don't think that we can determine character, personality, or aptitude just by nahi hai. What is super chat, bro? I'm not sure about super chat. What is that? That spine of children is orthopedist. Mridul is talking about orthopedic. The spine of children is orthopedist, and these are two different. Oh wow, that's interesting. Okay, and what's the reference? Like orthopedic and orthopedist, like what's the spinal orthopedist? Okay, what is orthopedic then? That is orthopedist. Okay, well look, I'll wait for your answer. So the next is getting old. This person deals with economical, sexual, social, retirement, and other problems of elderly. A gerontologist. A gerontologist. That is weird, man. Like, how can a person take care of economic, sexual, social, retirement, and all the problems of elderly? Like, one person, I don't think one person can handle everything, because these are so vast. But yeah, there is a term, gerontologist. So I'll see. And this is the session that has ended. Now let's go to the next session. Now we are reaching session 8. Okay, and this is origin and related word. Orthopedists or orthopedic surgeon and orthopedic doctors are generally the same. Okay, this is what Mridul said. Okay, Mridul. And can we see the chats after this also, like after this live? Uh, so that will see, like, I think this is getting interesting because now you people are commenting and I'm intrigued somewhat. Orthopedists typically focus on known treatment like physical therapy, medications, injections, bracing. Orthopedic surgeons provide the same known surgical care, but also trained for surgery. I think, like a streaming live on YouTube in this platform, we can give highlighted chat or comment that stay highlighted for some period of time. Okay, that's super chat. Mm, I'm not sure. I'll look into it. What that is. Perform surgery such as joint replacement, fracture repairs, or spinal functions, ligament reconstruction. Also, you can own super chat money. Oh, okay, that would be amazing. Let's see. I think there might be some kind of threshold which we need to cross. The word orthopedic surgeon tell that it's perform surgery. Okay. So now the session 8, which is the mental life psychologist, is built upon the Greek root as psychiatrist, which is psyche, which is spirit, soul, or mind. In psychiatrist, the combination form is IATREIA, atria, medical healing. And in psychologist, the combining form is logos, which is science or study. So a psychologist is one who studies the mind. Okay, so that's the difference. Basically, a psychologist is someone who studies the mind. He may know how to treat a person, but he's not licensed to do so. So it will be illegal for him to take clients as patients, I think. Whereas psychiatrist, that person has also learned about the mind, about the psyche, but that person is licensed, and that's why I think it might be harder to become a psychiatrist because of the licensing issues. And it's comparatively it might be easy to become a psychologist, although I have studied psychology in my graduation, and I'm trying to study psychology in PG, although I left my studies, but I'm thinking maybe I should study. So if you are a student, you can just comment which university you are studying in and why it's a good, like, is it a good place or would you recommend it, and then, like, if not, why not, if yes, why yes. Okay, so the field is psychology. The adjective psychological, psychological. Okay, psyche is also an English word in its own right. It designates the mental life, the spiritual or non-physical aspect of one's existence. The adjective psychic refers to phenomena or qualities that cannot be explained in purely physical terms. Okay, wow. Bro, you can also use OBS Studio and display the book, half of the screen. That is much interesting. Also give you some sound effects. Okay, Ninja Asset, what's your name, bro? That's really interesting suggestion. Could you please DM me on Instagram, Fearless with Sumit, FEARLESS, Fearless, WITH with SUMIT, which is the same username. And yeah, I would love that if that is possible, although I may need two cameras, so I'll have to look into it. But yeah, that is something interesting. Thank you so much. And the sound effects, we'll see. Mridul, you have a question. Okay, if you have a question, you can just directly ask for it instead of waiting for me to say yes, ask your question. You can just go ahead with the question. You can download PDF of this book and display on screen. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So I'll try that. Do you think like memories or past? Do you think the memories or past of a person shapes him or her? Uh, Memories or past of a person, like, yeah, I think it has some effect, although I believe that we can still choose things. Like, I can give you an example. That's the memory can give you a nudge in some direction. So, like, if I had like a something terrible happened to me in childhood when I was near fire. It's not true, it's an example. So I might start fearing fire. Or let me give you a better example. So there is a guy in my neighborhood, and that guy didn't had alcohol for a very long time. Okay, because his dad was a alcoholic. Okay, and his brother is also very much like his father. So when something happens in childhood, we can either try to stay away from this as much as possible, or we can become what we are supposed to become, like alcoholic father, alcoholic son, or alcoholic father but son who doesn't like the sight of alcohol. So that is something I think. But next thing you said, so if a person's memories were completely erased and replaced with someone else's memory, would they still be the same person? No, they won't still be the same person, but they won't be the person whose memories they have now. Like they now have that person, and this person will not be same. So there is some genetic factor also. So do you recommend me to take psychology as a subject in college? Yeah, I absolutely would recommend you study psychology because it's such an interesting subject, and I'm biased because I studied it, and I was studying something else, but then I took psychology because I'm really interested in humans. Like I think they are the most amazing people. Like when someone does something, even if it's a amazing thing or it's a bad thing, I start thinking like, what has happened to this person, why did they do it, and all that. So learning, like there is a test in psychology, I forgot the name, but you can give this test to the person, and there are some answers that if a person is an honest person, he will only answer a certain way, and if the answers doesn't match, you can tell that that person is live. Okay, so you think you have free will. Actually, there are a lot of people who I think are really smart, and they say that we don't have free will. But if I start believing that we don't have free will, I will feel a little bit helpless. So that's why I'm just not going into this subject matter very much deep, because I think I might find that we don't have free will, although it's still a debated kind of topic. So that's why I it may be possible that we don't have free will, but I think it's better if we act as if we do, because I don't think there is a way to know 100%. But yeah, that's my point. You have 15.5k followers account. Yes, that's me. You can DM me and I'll check it. Okay, so where were we? Okay, psychic. I don't believe in this bullshit. I don't believe in this psychic kind of thing. I saw a show. It's called The Mentalist, and he pretended to be like a psychic before joining FBI. So that was very fun show. I I think that person was really smart. So I really enjoyed that. I'll tell you the process how to do it. Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ninja Bro. And what's your name? I don't know your name. The adjective psychic refers to phenomena or qualities that cannot be explained in purely physical terms. People may be called psychic if they seem to possess a sixth sense, a special gift of mind reading, or any mysterious aptitudes that cannot be accounted for logically. Okay, a person disturbance is psychic if it's emotional or mental rather than physical. Okay, we are going into this territory where it doesn't, like, I don't agree personally, but yeah. Psyche combines with Greek word pathos, suffering or disease, to form psychopathic, an adjective that describes someone suffering from a severe mental or emotional disorder. Okay, that's really interesting. So uh, like I have seen people saying like that person is a psychopath casually, and yeah. So psychopathic is someone who, Sumit bhai, I have conquered the fear of approaching women, but after starting the conversation, I tend to get awkward, weird with them, and they sense it, and it ruins the whole conversation. Okay, this is not the topic of discussion, but I think you should be weird. Pratik, like you shouldn't become the person who every woman likes. That's a fantasy. You can never become that person. I think you should become a person who someone really like, and most of the women, or maybe a good percentage of women, don't like, really are not a big fan of. Let me give you an example. So I enjoy chess. Okay, it's a very mental game, I think, and I don't like Ludo. Okay, but if we survey women, like if there are 100 women, I think most of them will have played Ludo and will have good memories related to Ludo, but they may not know about chess, or they may not know about chess that much, right? So if I talk about chess to them, that will be like they won't really care about it that much. So I can change the topic of conversation. But if I find a girl who loves chess and I love chess, so that connection will be much better than me having like a really basic kind of connection with with 100 girls. So that's why you have to find people who like what you are. So be whatever you want to be. Like I am doing this live, some girl will think of it and think like what he is trying to do, he doesn't know shit, or like this is cringe or whatever. But there will be a girl who will think like content creation is cool, and they will like, I'll have high value in their eyes. So that's what I think I try to focus on. Like you don't have to connect with every single person in the universe, because there are billions of people. So if a conversation gets boring, don't try to like make it interesting, I would say. Like I did a challenge, by the way. In that challenge I said hello, and I just didn't speak after that, intentionally, because I wanted to make things awkward, because I wanted to be okay with being awkward. So I think that's what you need to think about. You just need to think of having fun instead of like trying to win, because if you have fun, I think your chance of winning are more. But yeah, you can test different approaches, whatever works for you, bro. Psyche combines with Greek word pathos, suffering, psychopathic, an adjective that describes someone suffering from a severe mental or emotional disorder. The noun is psychopathy. Okay, so that is done, and then let's go to the next page. The root psyche combines with Greek soma, body, to form psychosomatic, an adjective that delineates the powerful influence that mind, especially unconscious, has on bodily disease. So psychosomatic. Thus, a person who fears the consequence of being present at a certain meeting will suddenly develop a bad cold or backache, or even be injured in traffic accident, so that his appearance at this meeting is made impossible. It's a real cold, and it's far from an imaginary backache. And of course, one cannot in any sense doubt the reality of the vehicle that injured him. Yet, according to psychosomatic theory of medicine, his unconscious made him susceptible to cold germs, caused the backache, and forced him into the path of the car. And this is really interesting. I agree with it. And something really interesting came to my mind. Like there is a book called Influence, I think, by Robert Cialdini, and he said like if a person of similar personality, like who looks similar, talks similar, thinks kind of similar, or very similar to you, and he gets into a he basically commits suicide, and then you watch it on news, so your chances of committing suicide will increase because of you watching that. So whenever there is a very public kind of suicide, that starts a chain reaction. Okay, and this chain reaction is started, and that's what happens. Like chess का time हो गया भाई, थोड़ा कर लेते हैं इसको, फिर play. Okay, and yeah, so this was like mind boggling for me. Now, a psychosomatic disorder actually exists insofar as symptoms are concerned. Yet there is no organic cause within the body. The cause is within the psyche, the mind. So in future, if you face something, like if you are nervous about something and then something bad happens, you can just say, oh, this is psychosomatic thing. Okay. Psychoanalysis relies on the technique of deeply, exhaustively probing into the unconscious, a technique developed by Sigmund Freud. In oversimplified terms, the general principle of psychoanalysis is to guide the patient to an awareness of deep-seated unconscious cause of anxieties, fear and conflicts and tension. Once found, exposed to the light of day, thoroughly understood, claim the psychoanalyst, these causes may vanish like a light snow that is exposed to strong sunlight. So people are critical about this also, and I think like saying everything is goes back to your childhood, I don't completely agree with that. I think there is something called future orientation. So if you have a future that you want, you can overcome the past to some extent, not fully, but yes, to some extent. I do believe that. Consider an example. You have asthma, let's say, and your doctor can find no physical basis of your ailment, so I referred to psychoanalyst, who basically figures out what's wrong with you. With your therapist, you can explore your past life, dig into your unconscious and discover, let us say for the sake of argument, that your mother or father always used to set you for impossibly high goals. That's very sad. No matter what you accomplished in school, it was not good enough. In your mother's or father's opinion, you could do better if you were not so lazy. As a child, you built up certain resentments and anxieties because you seemed unable to please your parent. And this will sound far fetched, but it is perfectly possible. As a result, you became asthmatic. How else were you going to get parental love, approbation, and attention of your needed, and that you felt you were not uh, receiving? That this thing I completely agree, by the way. So I think the people we surround ourselves with, they influence our behavior a lot. Like like if there is a person whose affection really means to you, and they give you affection when you are sad, so you may unconsciously or consciously try to become sad in front of them or act sad. That can happen. In your sessions with your therapist, you discover that asthma is emotionally rather than organically based. Your ailment is psychogenic, of psychic origin. Okay, psychogenic. Genic is, I think, related to birth, and that's why psychogenic is something which which was birthed in psyche, in mind, which was born in mind. Okay. Um, Freudian therapy is less popular today than formerly. Many newer therapies, Gestalt, bioenergetics, transactional analysis, to name a few, claim to produce quicker results. I hope that to be true, because yeah, Freud was like, he lived a very long time ago. In any case, psychotherapy of one sort or another is indicated treatment of psychogenic disorders for any personality disturbances. The practitioner is a psychotherapist or a therapist. For short, the adjective is psychotherapeutic. So psychotherapist, that is like we call a therapist, but that person like is like, I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, psychotherapy or therapist. We call him a therapist, but that person is really a psychotherapist. Could you please tell me what time is it? I'm not able to see the time actually. I'm just trying to figure out if we should do this session, which is session 9, or we shouldn't. Like we should just play chess. So if you can tell me time, 9:35, really? Okay, okay. So I have fear that if I express myself freely, others will judge me and think of me being stupid and immature, as they have done in past. How do I overcome that in form of a 30-day challenge? That's a really good point. So I think, okay, we'll play chess. You can send me invite on chess and let me answer this question and then we'll play chess. Okay, I'll open this. Okay, let me answer. I have fear that if I express myself freely, others will judge me and think of me being stupid. Okay, so I have a friend. His name, okay, I won't say his name is. Okay, I have a friend and he expresses himself very freely to me. Like he has told me things that are so wrong and that are so stupid and that don't make any sense and that are so immature. Like, let me give an example. We were to some place, like a tourist place, and there was a box of sweets there. It was not our box. So he opened the box and ate something without even asking anything. So that is the most stupid thing that he did. And he has this habit, like he does these kind of things. But again, he has expressed freely himself very freely to me, so that's why he's my friend. So even though I hated that behavior, I don't hate that person. So I think you should be more honest with your friends first, and once you are able to open yourself up with friends, then you can try to be more open with strangers. And in terms of a 30-day challenge, I would suggest you shouldn't tell anybody who you just met 5 minutes ago how your father used to hit you when you were a kid, because that's a very personal, very deep kind of thing to share in just 5 minutes. So I think what you should do is you should just give that person something real about you, express yourself a little bit more freely, like 1% more freely, and if that person shares herself or himself in return, then you get the permission to go one level deeper. If that person judges you, you stop sharing these things with that person. And if a person is judging you very harshly, I would recommend you just stop talking to that person, because that person is not your person and you won't enjoy with that person. Okay, so that's what I think you should do. From my phone, I'm not live from laptop, so I'm not sure how will I like how will I stream chess. But yeah, let me open YouTube Studio for a minute. Let me see if I can. So I have chess.com open, but I don't have the live open on this end. So that's what my worry is. Like, how do I share screen? Because I'm I'm watching live as if I am also like I'm watching live as if I'm also like a viewer instead of watching it like the way. Okay, I got the option. I have this. Okay, in front of me, and let me see. I just don't know how to do this thing. Okay, and tell me one thing. Like, are you able to like see me in a portrait kind of view, or are you able to like not see me completely? Because yesterday I watched my live again and it was not very visible. And if you have any suggestions related to live, that would be fun for me to hear, because I'm trying to make it better. Portrait option, settings, playback speed. Okay, I don't know how this thing works, man. I'll have to end this live right now because I'm not able to find the option to play chess. So I'll play chess with the you on the app, but we won't be able to live stream it, bro. So thank you so much. Okay, and I'm answering this question, Pratik. You have to live from your laptop to share screen, I think. Yeah, I think I agree. That's what it is. I was curious, how do you record your videos? Like, how do you hold your phone in hand as camera and other person know that you're recording from use some meta glasses, some secret camera? Okay, I don't record from my phone. I use meta glasses. Okay, so I'll show you in future videos if you want, but yeah. So that's what I do. Thank you so much for joining. Take care. Good night. Bye bye.